Oh man, I was so sad. I was so upset with the way season 5 of Snowfall ended. It was a war between the family, Jerome and Louie versus Franklin, and I didn't like it. Franklin threw Louie and them under the bus by going to the hospital, telling Kane that it was Louie that hired the cop to put you in the hospital. I was like, no, y'all should be teaming up to go after Teddy. You don't need to be fighting. This is breaking my heart. But now we're in the final season, talking about these first 2 episodes. How did it turn out? Well, let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Snowfall recap and review for episodes 1 and 2. If you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone. I will be covering these weekly recap shows each week until the season comes to a final conclusion. This will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episodes, please turn away right now, then come back once you've seen them so you won't be spoiled. You have been warned. And like I said, we're talking about episodes 1 and 2 titled The Fallout. Franklin fights to keep his business afloat. Jerome and Louie strike back. And also The Sit Down. Sissy introduces Franklin to the KGB while also trying to broker peace within the family. Veronique enlists outside help to track Franklin's money. How is it all going to end? Y'all, like, I'm really am sad, but it was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie, I was really turned off by the end of this episode with what Jerome did to Beverly. I just thought that was too much. I was like, really? Are we really going to end the show like this, with this big black man beating this woman like this? Well, of course, it's spoilers. I was gonna say I don't want to spoil the next episode, but you've seen it, and he killed her. Like, what the hell, man? That is so unfortunate, and I'm really emotional right now, and I have my notes, but I'm just going to be just talking off the dome and refer to that, so I may be in and out of order, but that really did make me uncomfortable. Now, episode 2 ended on a cliffhanger as well, with Jerome knocking the hell out of Franklin because he was out of pocket. Everybody is wrong in this scenario, and I'll go through each character. I think right now I will say Leon is my favorite with his girl, and, you know, Big Dion, you know, he called her a big-headed crackhead hoe or something like that when they was trying to talk about, you know, 10 and 12 keys with Jerome. But anyway, going back to Jerome swinging on Franklin at the diner, that really broke my heart too, but not as much as killing Beverly. That just, you know, Black Diamond, that's just harsh right there. When we get to the next scene or the next episode where Dallas is at the hospital, she has her velour suit on, she is covered in blood. You know, I do like the fact that Franklin was able to get there immediately, and he really did show a lot of concern. Like, they just weren't hire guns, you know, just his thugs. You know, he actually kind of cared about their well-being. Someone in the comments, you all may kind of push back on that, like, you know, Franklin really didn't care about them. But I felt the acting, I felt the performance during that time, and I thought it was really compelling. But Diamond was just like, when he tried to console her, when the doctor or the nurse told her that because of the skull fracture she died, I'm really sorry, we did everything I can. Franklin put his hand on her shoulder, and she kind of just, you know, threw his arm off, like, you know, that's enough. And I can understand anybody will be emotional during that time, so I don't really want to judge her for that. That would be ridiculous. I don't know how I would react if I saw my best friend, my road dog, getting pistol whipped to death in the head and find out that, you know, that I would be acting crazy. But she did sign up for this. She did. However, when Franklin is going to meet with her the next day, console her like, hey, take as much time as you need, take as much money as you need, I got you. And she's like, I'm out. And he's like, no, like I said, take as much time as you need. She's like, no, I'm out. I like the fact that Beverly, Black Diamond, and Dallas did have a code to where, hey, we know what type of work that we're in, and we know that we have children. We know that we have babies. And so if something does happen to us, the other one is going to get out, no questions asked, no revenge, and nothing like that, and we're going to go. Now, the season finale of this, could Dallas come back, guns blazing, oh, I want to get revenge, and, you know, that would be kind of silly. I don't think I want to see that at all. I do like this code that they have, this pact that these two women had. That's cool. That's what's up. But it really did break my heart when Beverly's son came, hey, where's mom? Or when is mom going to come home? And she didn't have an answer for him. And Franklin kind of left. And that was kind of cold. So maybe he really didn't care because he didn't be like, okay, I understand. He just bounced, you know, and he's just really concerned about getting his $73 million. But I will say one of the things that really pulled on my heartstrings in this episode were the children. Like I just gave the example of Beverly's child, Black Diamond's child, like, hey, when is mom coming home? That really did affect me. At the very beginning of episode 1, it affected me as well. The little girl named Tisha, she was sitting on the porch waiting for her father to come home, but Franklin executed him at the warehouse to go in and get the money and to go in and get the drugs. And that really bothered me. And first of all, we got to talk about these cops in this yellow tape. Like, what are y'all, like, come on now. How did y'all let this little girl just sneak in there like that? I mean, man, she just walked straight through. I mean, maybe because she's short or something like that. But what's really sad to me is it's kind of like she already knew he was dead. I don't know how old this little girl was. I'm just going to guess and say maybe she's 8 years old. And okay, maybe when I was 8 years old, I had enough sense. I don't know. You guys let me know. Which about 7, 8 years old, I could be wrong. So, I mean, you do have enough sense, you know, to kind of understand what was going on. But as soon as she pulled up on the scene, it's like she already knew. And that really broke my heart. Now, that was at the very beginning of episode 1. I think at the end of episode 2, where Jerome and Franklin are in the diner or in the restaurant, and he pulls the gun. And as Franklin leaves, and I'm going to get back to the scene. As Jerome gets up, he turns around and sees a black girl. Was that Tisha as well? I think so. And he was there on the scene as well because he's the one that was like, get the little girl, get the little girl, get the little girl. So I think that Jerome is going to turn over a new leaf. Jerome and Leon was they were my favorite characters, but I got to take Jerome off the list because, look, I mean, damn, man. You punched this woman, hit her in the face a good 2 or 3 times with the gun. That was just really corrupt right there from all sides. It's like, that's what I expect from the white supremacists. I'm really bothered that they actually put that in the show, that they approve that. You know, that really does kind of rub me the wrong way. I don't think we've ever seen that amount of violence in this show yet. You know, so that really bothered me. That really did affect me. You know, I was kind of saying to myself, wow, do I really want to keep watching this show right now? And I done binge watched the first 4 seasons and then watched season 5 week to week when that came out last year. But I'm not gonna lie. Seeing Beverly getting beat like that with the pistol really did bother me. That really did affect me. And like I said, just rubbed me the wrong way. But we found out that at the beginning of episode 1 that Franklin and of course, guys, you let me know what you think. Am I overreacting? Do you feel the same? Are you indifferent? Please let me know. But we now find out that Franklin cannot get his money unless he is going to get all the authorities involved and they can trace the money, and it's drug money, of course. And so that's not going to happen. And so, you know, he gets Veronique now to come in and assist him. Now, of course, a lot of people were making jokes last season, like, who is this Veronique? And, you know, can we really trust her? And she has all these skills. And of course, we see that we meet her mom at the kind of towards the end of the 2nd episode. But I mean, Veronique, I'm trusting her a bit more. I'm not going to lie. She does seem like a valuable asset. She does seem genuine. She does seem pure. Well, I don't want to, no, pure is not the word I want to use, but I'll just say right now it does seem like she's down for Franklin, and that is exactly what he needs right now. I like the way that she talks to him. She's not, I mean, she's submissive, but at the same time, she's going to give, you know, his opinion. I mean, she's going to give her opinion and be like, look, I agree with this. I don't agree with this. You tripping. You should have thought this through. I didn't sign up for this. Get me the hell out of here. When he takes her to the warehouse and shows her all the money and all of the drugs, like, she's like, whoa, bruh, can you give me no warning? I do like Veronique. I am trusting her more in these first 2 episodes. She does seem like she's, you know, in it for the long run, for the long ride, and I can respect that. So y'all let me know what you think about that too. I'm really sad that Avi is dead. I really am. And let me just take a break and just kind of discuss with you guys who is in the wrong. Now, of course, I feel that everybody's wrong in the situation, but it had to start with somebody. We could never trust Teddy. I remember watching this with Tyra with Reviewz TV for season 5. And my dumb butt was like, yeah, Teddy cool. You know, I think we can trust Teddy. And she was like, B, what the hell is wrong with you? You can't trust Teddy. And, you know, of course, we realized that we can now. So Tyra, if you're watching this, you were right. I was wrong. That's what's up. But yeah, Teddy's an asshole. We know that. However, because of Aunt Louie's insecurity of her past and the trauma that she went through, you know, she is not healed. And she is on a high horse right now. Like, it's time for me to get mine. And she wants to go behind Franklin's back for the plug. Now, I just don't like the way she did that. And I do like the fact that Franklin wanted to walk away. I do like that. But unfortunately, Teddy did steal all of his money. And that sent Franklin into a panic. And he was wrong the way that he did pull up on Louie. He pulled a gun on her at the end of the last episode. So, you know, Franklin, you wrong there. And that's kind of just how we snowballed into this. Then you go to the warehouse and you execute the guards. You know, their security. Like, bruh, like, why would you do that? You killed Tisha's father. You killed somebody's brother, somebody's uncle, whatever. That was just really messed up. I was just kind of thinking to myself, bruh, why couldn't you just knock him out? Or shoot him in the leg, man. But like, what do you think is going to come? This is your family here. This is their uncle. And it's business. You think you can just go shoot his guards and like, you know, they just going to brush it under the table? Like, come on. I don't blame Jerome for getting upset. I'm not saying that he should pistol whip women to death or just, you know, injure them. No, I'm not saying that. But that really hurt me. And then, you know, it was really messed up what Louie did to hire that crackhead cop to go and take down Kane. And Louie was wrong there as well, because Franklin was like, I'm going to handle this, you know, but he coming through as well. And it's just a whole, everybody's hands is dirty now. And Jerome's was clean, but he wants to pistol whip Beverly to death. And so, you know, I really don't like that. But Franklin is trying to pick himself back up because he got his money stolen and he can't get it back. So he's going to Big Dion right now. And I like Big Dion. I really do like him as an actor. His real name is Quincy Chad. He was also in we're talking about Snowfall right now. He was also in Power. And it's funny, when I watch a lot of these shows, when I look at their real life photos, they look completely different than the role that they're playing on screen. However, he looks the same. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Cool guy, smooth the guy, but he's known for Snowfall, Power, Orange is the New Black, and The Get Down. I have not watched The Get Down or Orange is the New Black. Of course, I did watch Power, Snowfall. But I'm a fan of him. You know, he's cool. I really do like his character. He just seemed just real cool and chill. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he didn't want to buy that car. And he was like, hey, we're talking right now. And of course, he got that price of 10 a key instead of 12 a key. I like the mathematician back there, the Einstein. Like, hey, is that math right? It's about right. You know, $200,000 per 100 keys, I believe was the ratio or the breakdown. Hey, that's a good deal right there. You know, but he's like, hey, man, I'm not trying to get in between family squabbles or whatever. I'm just trying to get paid, you know, and, you know, talks to Jerome and all that stuff. But I did like all that. I didn't really like the way he came at, you know, Black Diamond talking about how big a coochie is. That was a bit much, you know, but he's still cool. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was still cool. So that's what, and matter of fact, I forgot which one. It was either Black Diamond. I think it was Dallas. She said she wanted to smash Franklin. Like, man, I ain't had any in a few weeks or whatever. And she was looking at Franklin's package, his promise under his pants. And she was like, that's our boss. And she didn't give a damn. I think I remember that correctly. She wants to smash Franklin, you know. So, hey, now something also I noticed is that I think towards the end of this first episode where Cece was talking to Franklin and she charged him up like, you really think that America still cares about you? We need to go after Teddy. And she was trying to get Franklin to meet with the Russian, the KGB, Rubin. She did say, you know, she wants to take him down. One thing that I did notice is Cece knows this. And it seems like Franklin hasn't figured this out, that Teddy just wants them to Teddy just wants for the black people to tear each other apart. That is exactly what Cece said. I can't remember if it was the end of episode 1 or the end of episode 2. But Teddy did say that like in this first episode. I know that for sure. Just like, you know, hey, I cannot believe that they are going to tear each other apart. And it was also where Louie went to go meet, like, hey, you got product. We want to buy the product. You know, why they got to be more than that? What happened? We got robbed. And I think that's when he said it right at that time. She said to have the cash reserve. And so, Franklin, I really need you to recognize that, man. You are getting prideful too, trying to be on your high horse. It's not as bad as Louie, but bro, you need to calm down. You was wrong, especially with the way you did approach Jerome at the end of episode 2. We'll talk about that in a second. But Franklin, you do need to realize that because Teddy did state that in this first episode. We also have Gustavo, who has the tunnel across the border. He's letting the DEA, he's linking up with them, trying to cut a deal and all that. And so we're going to see how that plays out. But, you know, he is exposing the tunnel because he wants to take Teddy down as well. Who do y'all trust more? Teddy or Ruben? Ruben or Teddy? I don't like either one of them. But if you had to team up with one, who would it be? I think people are going to say Ruben, even though we don't like him. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. However, we are at the next episode after Beverly has been killed. And we talked about that. It is so unfortunate. But again, I do like the pact that the women did have. But Franklin, Sissy, and Ruben meet at the museum. And I am really curious on how this is going to pan out. Franklin will never do this, but he is out of options. He does not know what to do. He's, like I said, he's out of options. And I do like the conversation later on in this episode where Ruben was with another associate who's above him and they recorded the conversation. And of course, you know, that was obvious. We knew they were going to do that. They said that they got approval to move to the next step, but he doesn't have proof or anything like that. I like the wording that Franklin used, like, hey, I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was the plug. And once I was working with him a little bit, I realized that he was in the CIA. But I think Franklin already knew that. That may be incorrect as far as what he's telling Ruben. But I think he knows the truth. I think he's just lying to him. But I could be wrong. But man, Sissy, you know, at the end of the first episode, she was like, are you with me, Saint? F these people, F Teddy, F the CIA, and F the government, and I want to take him down, and I want him to know that it was me. And Cece's like, hey, we're going to use every possible resource asset that we have, and she thinks that she can do that with Ruben. She really does not have that much power right now. We don't know where her husband is, Alton. I'm really still hoping that he's alive. I don't know. He can come in like a ninja, a samurai, at the end of the season to save the day. I'm hoping. I hope the brother's not dead. I was loving him so much until he kind of just turned into a snitch. But we're going to see. We're going to see what Ruben is going to end up doing, even though I still don't like him because he killed Ivy. But Teddy does have a picture of him. He does. And he did give it to Gustavo. And Gustavo did notice it in the wedding photo for Jerome and Louie, which Franklin did mention to him when they were at the wrestling match. And so all of these wires are twisting up, y'all, and it is getting messy good. And I'm really, really excited to see how it all plays out. And when I was speaking earlier of how Teddy was like, hey, these people don't need to tear each other apart, and Cece learned it as well, when Franklin was in the car with her, he was running through red lights, Cece said that to him again, like, bro, don't you realize what's going on? This is the same thing they did back in slavery, the house nigga versus the field nigga, light skin versus dark skin. So Franklin, you're going to have to know that. You're going to have to know that. Of course, she doesn't want Franklin beefing with her brother. But Franklin, even I'm just jumping around, but towards the end, you was wrong, bro. Talking about let's just call it square even. And Jerome did that long speech to say, you know, you're an ungrateful snitch, you know, yada, yada, yada. And he wants to start saying disparaging things about his wife, Aunt Louie. I mean, really makes you think you can get away with that, Franklin. You can just go and execute 2 to 4 people in front of the warehouse, steal all the drug money, steal all the cash, steal the drugs, and, oh, let's just call it square? Like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, be a man and just talk to Jerome like, look, I'm going to give you your money back, but Louis was wrong here, da-da-da. I don't blame Jerome for swinging off on you like that. I mean, I really don't. Franklin, you are really wrong here on a lot of levels, bro, and you need to calm down. Real talk. I can also see Kane's frustration with him being in the hospital. I'm really liking his performance as well. We got Scully back. He has made like 1 billion origami paper folding swans, and that's pretty cool too. He at his piece, he lost his woman and he lost his daughter. So he just trying to chill, talking about, hey man, you better call your mama for the barbecue and all that. I completely understand all that. He is completely out the game, talking about, hey, you know, you need to be a part of the pride if you want to take down Kane, because Kane is really, he got legitimate beef. Oh man, this is just so frustrating. All these black people infighting and stuff like that is just really breaking my heart, to be honest with you. But Veronique did come through in the end, all dressed up, going to Miami to launder the money, and we got to meet her mother, in the next episode. And I do like her. You can't not get a slab of ribs like this in France. And they ended up settling, I think, on a 10% finder's fee. She wanted 20%, but she was able to sell herself. I bought it. She seems like she can get the job done. Like she does know what she's talking about. So, you know, I do like that. And also Veronique got kind of clammed up while she was out of town or whatever. And so, you know, this unknown person is able to help out. But again, going to the end of the episode, I really don't blame Jerome for swinging on him because Franklin's out of pocket. But I just really don't see how the family can make up after all this drama. I just want everybody to come together, take out Ruben, take out Teddy, and everybody get that $1 million. And, you know, Franklin even said, hey, Gustavo, I got $10 million for you. You know, that paper is radioactive, but this is really entertaining. I'm probably going to watch it again before episode 3 comes out. But yeah, guys, that is my recap. That is my breakdown. Those are my feelings. Those are my emotions. And I just want to thank you so much. That is just my opinion. If you loved everything I had to say, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. I will be doing these recaps each week. So that is why you subscribe, and let's have fun in the chat. And if you do subscribe, guys, I'm gonna let you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get movie reviews, interviews, spoiler reviews, a series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show, trailer reactions on all types of good stuff. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Veronique, and that's just my opinion. Peace.